welcome to Talk&Trade number 4. We are very glad to have this fourth discussion and to end February with a very great news. Great news for Lympo, for successful token sale, which finished yesterday, selling 14,625 Ethereum. So again, applause. And I'm very thankful to see so many of you coming every Wednesday, and it's very great that Wednesday night is becoming Talk&Trade night, and this is our mission to build a community, and we're happy to see many faces from the first event and to see new faces every time, and it's great that we are building a community here in Blockchain Center Vilnius, and so please, every time we're very welcome for any of your comments and your feedback. We'll offer what would you like to hear, what would you like to say. Maybe you would like to be one of the hosts of Talk&Trade and tell your story to the crowd and to the community. But now I want to present Lympo, Ada Jonuse, CEO. Please welcome. And the floor is yours.
I can use this one? Okay, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. I'm very happy to see you here. I must be honest with you, and this is going to be an honest talk from the beginning till the end. So I'm going to be honest with you, first of all, that I didn't prepare the speech for today, because we just finished our token sale yesterday and had so many things to do as a follow-up right after that, including all communication steps and planning our new communication strategy, and at the same time expanding our team. So our team is now has now expanded in the last few days from like 4 or 5 people, maybe 10, to another 15. So I was here the whole time, yesterday, today, interviewing people and getting to know the people who are joining Lympo for the successful journey that we started just a while ago. And I thought, because I saw in the description of the event, we're gonna see a success story. And obviously it looks like this from the outside. From the outside, everyone is like very successful, very strong, very knowledgeable. And then we'll look at these people and think, oh my God, I'm so small, I can't do anything. I lack confidence, and kind of this idea that someone else is much better than we are also halted me for a very long time to start this token sale. So that's one of the reasons why I will not only focus on successes, but I'm gonna talk a lot about what went wrong and why, and how we got out of that situation, because I think this is how you learn very fast, and because in our case, there were quite a few moments where things were not as expected. I felt that we learned a lot as a team, and we grew a lot together in these months. And also, I think that, I want this to be a conversation. So no matter, what question you have, no matter how dumb you feel it is, you're welcome to ask it. And you're welcome also to interrupt me if you think, there's something you really want to know at the beginning. So, yes, maybe let's start with Lympo and the whole journey from December 2016. December 2016, I left my job. I left my well-paid job in the European Parliament with very good contract for the upcoming, there was more than 3 years left. And then I said, I'm gonna maybe write a book or do something else. I just wanted to leave politics. That was not so successful yet in my case in Lithuania. We'll see what happens next. And then I got this proposal Tony, why don't you come and, establish the startup? And I was like, yay, everyone is doing startups, must be so fun, why not? And what we started developing at that time was a simple platform to find the best personal trainer, Lympo.lt. The platform exists since September, and so we released the product in 10 months from the first idea and first drawings, what we want to do there, to a platform with over 500 sports professionals on it, and you can find any kind of sports coach for you as well there. And right now this business is successfully running in Lithuania, working with the biggest gym chain in the country and transforming a bit the gym business model. Now that's not so interesting to you, right? We are here because of blockchain. So what happened with blockchain this spring, I got really interested and knew that. And I found it's so fascinating. I spent months, like weeks, whatever, I don't know, days and nights, sitting on all these forums and reading about it, listening to speeches, listening to YouTube videos, and reading more and more and learning more about about the space, the people in it. At that time, there were only two Lithuanian projects launched so far. There was Edgeless and Mysterium, and everything looked like a space project. Everything looked like completely impossible and really hard to implement. And while reading a lot and learning a lot about blockchain, going to events and meeting people, I also, kept somewhere at the back of my head what I learned from leading Lympo, the platform for personal trainers. So obviously our goal is that the personal trainers on the platform get as many clients as possible. And so we spoke to them and we asked them, what motivates people to reach their healthy lifestyle goals. Because the problem with exercising, with getting healthier, with having a diet, as all of you probably know, is that it takes time. It takes time and hard work to see some kind of results. And if we don't see results quite soon, we might feel very discouraged, right? So one of the things that they mentioned over and over again was that any kind of rewards, even if they are some kind of points that are completely useless, they motivate us because we see that we see some kind of tangible result of our effort and of the time that we spend there sweating or being on diet or eating very healthy but not so tasty broccoli. And so we get these points, and this is at least something that shows you, yay, you managed something. And so there the idea was born maybe in June of how to connect these things, how to issue rewards for healthy lifestyle achievements in tokens that we're going to release, and then what happens with that data and how we allow users to monetize that data via our platform. But so we'll talk more about this later. And then this time between June and December was very long and very exhausting to me. I wrote a white paper myself. I had someone with whom I had weekly conversations, blockchain expert from the technical perspective, who helped me a little bit with that part. We discussed so many models. Vito, this is here. I reached out to you probably in September or end of August, right? So why nothing happened between June and December? It's because I was afraid. I wasn't sure that the idea is good enough. I was lacking self-confidence. I thought, I'm really new in this space and there's probably something really major I didn't understand. And all of this time, I spent my days trying to improve the idea and talking to as many people as possible. I found blockchain consultants all around the world. I was on another business trip to Palo Alto. I met people people there. You know, I was having talks, I was having calls with blockchain experts from South Africa, a really good actually consultancy with really, really smart people. And then they said, they told me, I think it's a good idea, you should do that in 2 years. I was like, why? Yes, because there is this protocol or this idea which is being developed now, and by that time, in 2 years, this is going to be perfect for your project. And you know, I was like, okay, yeah, someone who is an expert and really knows a lot about this is telling me this. Maybe they're right, yeah. And yeah, so through all this struggle, yeah, like I went very small steps forward until my investor, Antanas Guoga, just sent me 100,000 euros like this to my account and said, now you start doing marketing. And I was like, oh my God, so much money, so much responsibility. How should I do that? And then I reached out to some people that I knew, and this was one shot. So I had this one shot, and either the people I take are good and are gonna make it happen, or we're gonna fail, because there was no time. The time set from from the day I got some money to start the marketing until the day the pre-sale had to launch was 3 weeks, and we didn't have like kind of anything, and no idea how to do things. And obviously I didn't have time to select the best people or to go to different agencies to consult. So I took the people that I knew. One of them is here, Tadas, say hello. So Tadas and Marius, who is not here, were very brave, are very brave. And Tadas told me the story afterwards that Marius came to him and said, these guys were running an agency, digital marketing and web development agency. So Marius comes to Tadas. This is beginning of December. The pre-sale date is set on December, I think 14. He said, hey Tadas, we're gonna do an ICO. Tadas, oh, what is an ICO? Let's Google. And that was the knowledge, you know, that was where we started. And so now we're coming to the first challenge. So obviously you cannot do anything in 2 weeks, right? Well, we tried our best, just, you know, spending money somehow, trying to get some kind of traction, asking all of our friends to join the Telegram group, you know, to have these first 50 people there. And, you know, nothing worked, but in that time, that was very, like, nothing worked, no one slept in these 2 weeks. I experienced so many bodily sensations from the lack of sleep that this was a whole new discovery to me. And then what happened in these few weeks is that we met so many, should I? Yeah, the password. Okay, I'm gonna maybe also have the Lympo website now on.
And then push this.
Okay. Maybe let's scroll to the team, because you're gonna see more people there who joined in that time. So this is our team, not even the full team. Oh, this is too small now. Okay, well, let's focus on these people here. In that time, so many people reached out to us who wanted to help. Maybe they saw we were struggling a bit. And we found our new partners. We found new team members. We found new advisors. We made so many new connections in this time. We found our great advisor, Danilo, who is here today. Danilo, say hello. If you're, no one saw you. Say hi. Danilo is here. If you need an advisor to your token sale, you know, reach out to Danilo. He helped us a lot. And then we decided to postpone the date of the pre-sale for, I don't know, it was about 5 weeks. And to kind of start again with all this knowledge that we gathered in this very short time, starting with a new website, the updated white paper, and the new Bitcoin Talk thread, and new everything. We started everything again. The website was released on December 26th now you can imagine what this means for Christmas holidays. Marius was like, my holidays aren't great anyway at home, so I'm working, it's fine. We were struggling with some video production, but it was out there as well. We had a big press release on December 26th. Why December 26th? Why? Because in the crypto space, everything is vice versa. So like normal people are on holidays on December 25, 26, and are spending time with their family. Crypto people are not on holidays. They're even spending more time being online, and maybe December 25th is one of the best days to start your token sale. So if we had everything ready, we would have thought about that. So kind of trying to think differently than usual is one of the things that I learned from this space. And so our pre-sale started on January 23rd. So like December 26th, the big announcement, the website, and January 23rd, the pre-sale. And in this time, so many amazing things happened. Like we saw our Telegram channel growing a lot, like extremely a lot. I took some days off in that time because I had a trip that I planned with my husband a long time ago, and he would have been very, very unhappy if I canceled that trip. So I took a few days off, and then I returned. I turned on, obviously, my phone immediately, checked the Telegram channel, and wow, we see, we have 1,500 people and not 200 like 7 days ago. So what magic was happening there, I'm not so sure yet. So I think Tadas knows more about it, what they did in this very, very short amount of time. And thus we started our pre-sale, and we were doing really great, and a lot of people were joining, small contributions. I think over maybe 6,000 people participated in the pre-sale. A lot of excitement. We finished earlier, I think 4 days earlier than we planned. We raised 5,000 Ether. That was our pre-sale, and then we were like, yes, now we know everything. We're just gonna be spending a bit more money on the channels that we saw were successful for the pre-sale, and then we're good to go with the token sale. And that was one of the mistakes we made because the two processes are very different, I think, and we didn't evaluate that. We didn't know how different these two phases will be and why. And so we went, to the token sale, just putting a bit more money in the same channels. Traffic is great. A lot of people coming to our website, they click on banners and everything, and the token sale started, and they don't click on contribute button. Like the most important thing, the conversions are really shitty, and we're going through a desert, like a group of travelers trying to cross the desert, and every morning we say, oh, we think there's an oasis there and there is some water there, and we go through a whole day. Yes?
Sorry, what date that was? Like the day that the shitstorm hit?
So the first day of the token sale, that was February 17th. February 17th, so you imagine that the difference, so we ended the pre-sale on January 30th, and there was so much excitement there. And I think what we didn't do, we didn't manage to sustain the excitement and to fish these people and to keep them with us. Because more than 2 weeks, it's a lot, right? In the life of normal people, it's not a lot. In the crypto world, it's a lot of time. People forget things, and they go to other projects and do other stuff. And we were just like, communicating a bit about the upcoming token sale, not doing too much. Why do so much? Because actually, when you start a sale, this is where you can use the money most effectively, right? Because during the sale, it's very easy. People come to your website, they contribute. If you spend a lot of money, only in preparation, then it's harder to get them to contribute. So really good. We thought, okay, until the token sale, we're a bit low profile, doing a few things, and then speeding up. And so so every day we traveled through this desert, and then we reached the place where we thought there was oasis, and there was water, and there was no water. And the next day, when you work from like 9 a.m. till 2 a.m., so the next day is some kind of time in the afternoon where you see what the things that you changed in the morning don't work. So we were changing so many things. Like every day we came with 20 new ideas to what we can improve or what we can change. We reach out to our friends, we reach out to everyone we knew. We asked about their marketing channels. We started just testing everything we could, and still was improving a bit. Some things were really good that we changed, but not so much. And this was a very, very hard week for everyone, and I think for us as a team, we learned a lot about ourselves, about each other, about being a team and trying not to get too desperate. And then a miracle happened. So what happened was that this Sunday evening we got covered by Superman, by a very influential YouTuber. And we saw before from the other people who covered us, CryptoLark or Block Clock, or I forgot, what's the name? Do you know? Okay. So there's one guy whom everyone trusts. He has, very, very good reputation. We found that video later on. And then, kind of hype started, more people started contributing, and then the bigger contributors with whom we had contact already in advance, they started believing in the project and said, okay, and we managed to close so many deals in the last 3 days that we reached the hard cap. So I don't know, things to learn from this is you shouldn't be afraid to start your own project, first of all. And being very flexible is key. Adapting a lot is key. And to have this resistance to go through very hard times and still believe in your project, to not give up, is probably, what sustains you, and to always hope until the very last minute that something good might happen, that miracles might happen, and that they can save your token sale. So that's our experience so far. And I don't know, maybe we should open the floor for questions right now. And maybe you want to learn more. I was talking a lot about the token sale because obviously the talk was about the token sale. Maybe I should ask a few things about the product itself. So with Lympo, we're building a digital fitness wallet that is it's kind of an app which is connected with other apps or wearables that you already use that are tracking your fitness activities, fitness activity levels, like running, the steps you take, your heart rhythm, sleep rhythm. There are really good diet apps, and we're connecting them with the apps or wearables that have open APIs. We can connect them to our app, to the Lympo Digital Fitness Wallet, where you also enter some of your personal data about your health levels. And what happens there is we offer 2 ways for our users to earn tokens, to earn their Lympo tokens. So one of the ways is to have a personal trainer that you found through our platform, or maybe also somewhere else, but he started using Lympo afterwards. And the personal trainer can come up with some challenges for you, saying, you have to run 5 kilometers every day, or maybe that's a lot. Maybe you have to walk at least 5 or 2 kilometers every day. Maybe you are swimming, right? So your trainer can set you some challenges for swimming, the time you need to swim, or your heart rhythm. It can be related, you know, how intense your trainings are, and all of this data after you submit to our platform, and if you reach the kind of, you know, the challenges, you get the tokens for your achievements. And the other way to earn tokens is through the challenges that are organized by our partners, like sports events, various sports businesses, sports brands. So for example, we have this partnership with Vilnius Marathon this autumn. So all of you, everyone who is you know, jogging or running or plans to run in the marathon will have a chance after finishing the distance to submit their data if you were tracking it with something that is connected to the Lympo digital wallet, and to earn tokens like this. So these tokens we're giving them, you know, up for free. We call them fitness airdrops. So you get some free tokens, but you have to you know, do something for that and sweat a little bit for that. And that's the second way to get Lympo tokens. And afterwards, you can spend them on our marketplace, or if they are accepted by any of our partners. We hope to announce really cool partnerships soon, and maybe soon you'll be able to buy some sports shoes with your tokens, or some healthy food, or any other goods and services that are in the healthy lifestyle ecosystem. And what happens with time is that the user is collecting more and more data, and the kind of vision that we have with Lympo is to be this interface between data-driven companies like health insurances, like sports and wellness health businesses, who want to access the data of our users. But we're not monetizing it ourselves. We're giving them a way to connect to our users and to access their data if the users allow them to do that, and they get rewards for that. So for me, I really believe in this blockchain idea of changing the way internet works, changing the way that we that our data is being utilized. And I think that this valuable data that we produce on, you know, our phones every day, more than 50% of people track their activities on their phones, that this valuable data shouldn't be in hands only of the app providers or wearable providers, as it is nowadays, but the user should be able to aggregate this data, share it, and also monetize it. And this is what we want to offer with our platform. So I think in kind of that's a short summary. I could talk about that obviously for the next 2 hours, but now Vytautas is there and has some questions, or he's gonna give the floor to you, and yeah, let's talk.
Thank you. Could you please tell us more about the crowdfunding platform?
Yes, sure. So,
Just wait a minute.
Okay. Yes. So we think that the crowdfunding platform is the third step. Once we have a lot of users there with their data and with them willing to share it, we are able to have the crowdfunding platform where companies are raising tokens with businesses that are data-driven, and then they can spend part of these tokens right away on our platform in accessing the data of the users that they need to work with in order to make their product work. Or they can issue challenges themselves with using the Lympo tokens, because for the challenges you have to pay, and you have to have Lympo tokens, and you have to pay with tokens, you know, for some transaction fees. This is how we're earning money ourselves. So we believe that this way, new companies, startups, they can, you know, start right away. For a new business model, you know, it takes so long until you have a big user base and you can do something with that data. So we think that having this crowdfunding platform integrated with our ecosystem kind of would give these companies a very easy way to access a lot of users right at the beginning of their journey.
Okay. Any more questions?
Hi. If I understand correctly, users will be rewarded by the coaches. One of the methods that the users will be rewarded by the coaches while getting from coaches tokens. What about coaches? How they would acquire those tokens?
So the payments would be in tokens as well. So you can book the personal training services at the beginning, both with fiat, with euro or dollars, and with Lympo tokens if you already have them. And if you pay with tokens, then a part of your payment will be, saved for these challenges, and the trainer can work with you so that you get the tokens back as a reward. The other way, for the trainers themselves, at the beginning, before they will be getting Lympo tokens, they're going to be our partners, so we will give them some tokens to give away for their trainers for their clients who are achieving their healthy lifestyle goals.
So you will be giving some initial tokens for free for your trainer partners?
Yes.
Okay, and you mentioned about the possibility to connect with the training apps. So your app, Lympo app with training apps. But not all the apps have the open APIs.
Yes.
Say Garmin, if I'm using Garmin for tracking my activities, they are not giving away data for free.
Yeah, so we start working with those that are. And for something like Garmin, or I spoke with forgot the name, a big tracking app. I spoke with their CTO in China. They have around 60 million users. They don't have open APIs, right? So for these kind of partnerships, I think we have to grow a little bit and then see what we can offer for these partners as well, so that they give some kind of exclusive right to us. But there are enough apps and wearables that have open APIs, but that's true. That's one of the limitations. We will not cover all. But Fitbit and Runkeeper are some of the few that we're starting with.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Simas. I'm from Vilnius. How much you totally spend to marketing? If it's not a secret. And a little bit more about your marketing strategy, your first steps. Thank you.
Yes, it's not a secret. I know that one of the challenges that you have with when you work both with crypto and fiat money is that the crypto value is changing all the time. So if I told you the number of Ether, the price of Ether in the beginning of December was a very different price than it is now, or than it was in the middle of January, right? But I think that roughly we spent maybe 8% of the pre-sale hard cap. So 10% would be 500 Ether. Now, I'm not giving you the Ether number because it would just distort things. But yes, it was less. So in prices nowadays, maybe it would be 250, 300, something like that.
Is that included that initial 100, which was invested for marketing?
Yes.
So what channels work?
Yes, channels. I think that knows best. So I don't know that. So Facebook works best. Facebook is a really good channel. Now the ads are forbidden, except if you find a way to produce the ads that are not forbidden. Twitter we didn't use during pre-sale at all, during token sale. Working with ad networks. So I think, as I said again, this would be Tada's domain. So working with ad networks, you can place your ads banners in a lot of popular crypto websites. And there are big websites where you can, something like CoinGecko, or I think Cointelegraph, having banners there. CoinMarketCap. These are very expensive ones, so I wouldn't spend money on them at the beginning, But during the token sale, it might be worth it. And generally speaking, with advertising, so it's a lot of money, you're spending on advertising, and I think that the challenge or how we have to change our thinking there is what kind of return do you get for that? If you spend a lot, but you have if you spend a day, I don't know, 50,000 euros, but you get back 500,000, then it's not so much, right? So that's how you go about it. But I also know that there are some very good channels that are cheap. There are some very expensive channels that don't bring us that much traffic. So we were experimenting a lot, trying a lot of different ways to get our message out. And obviously, one of the greatest tool is word of mouth. So if you get your people excited about that, people who participate in the bounty program, people who just like your idea and share it on their social media, and they're the best, they're your ambassadors. So if you have 2,000, 5,000, whatever ambassadors who are helping you to bring people to your project, this is great.
So ambassadors, did you try to track or count the conversions from different channels?
Well, every day, but I don't have these numbers.
So probably maybe you can even write on Medium an article to share with others.
Yeah, I asked others to summarize. So one other thing that happened was that on our way during our journey, people started reaching out to us and said, "Hey, can you help us with marketing?" And we're like, "No, we can't because we're doing our token sale." But because of that, so many projects lined up who were waiting for kind of our advice or our help. And because we're here in the blockchain center where so many good projects are coming, what we decided to do is to create a new label under our company, and this is going to be a token sale. I wouldn't say a token sale one-stop shop. So we do everything except legal consulting. So everything from design, animation, videos, website, community growth, support in 5 languages, 24/7, bounty programs, referral programs, PR strategy, copywriting. So everything that you can imagine, all the banners, all designs, placing ads, and so on and so forth, advising on these things. So this is, some kind of a side business that developed from our experience working with this token sale.
Have you tried eco syndicates? Have you had deals, closed deals here?
Not really. So if you see, that we had some in the token sale because we needed, some kind of push to finish that. But because of so when people reach out to me and we're like, what kind of bonus do you give? This is so tricky, So there are projects that give 80% bonuses to everyone. So if they give then someone 100, what is it? I think people like bigger contributors are not analyzing the whole token sales structure. So I spend so much time saying, no, we cannot give you these kind of bonuses because, our bonus system is very flat and no one is getting a lot of bonuses. So kind of, we will not be able to offer you, huge percentage. But of course, you could play with that. You could just put huge percentage and then everyone is happy. People feel like, oh, I'm getting so much. But then if everyone is getting so much, what kind of advantage do you have before anyone else?
What is your promise to investors?
We have contributors. We don't have investors because this is a utility token. So people are contributing not in order to grow the value of the token, but because they want to use the services. Our promise for people who joined Lympo is that we are developing something that is, has the potential of mass market adoption. So we want to create a product, or we are creating, we started, there was some development updates released. I think it's about 30% ready. We are developing a product that anyone could use, you know, anyone who is into sports, fitness, healthy lifestyle. Not only people who, you know, have to have this extra knowledge of the crypto space, of cryptocurrencies and so on and so forth, but to make it really seamless and integrated with your app, to have the wallet there, to have a possibility to exchange your tokens to fiat currency and vice versa on our app, and just to bring crypto to this much bigger audience that is out there and maybe that is not yet familiar with how things work.
Diana, first of all, I would like to say that as a woman, I'm really proud of you, because we are always in a minority, and I would say that's a really great challenge you need to overcome, and because we always lack of that confidence, and being in that short term in business in general. So I would say that's a really great achievement, and you are a role model for every young woman, and because they think, if she did, maybe I can do that.
I hope so. But you know, it's an opportunity as well. So our marketing team thought, you know, this is one of the strengths of our project, that we have a woman CEO. And for everyone, it's quite interesting because you don't have that many examples. It's easier to pitch. It's easier to get to people. Now we're going to a conference tomorrow to Berlin, Blockstack signature event. Huge, great level event. I want to meet all of these people. They are my idols. And then a ticket costs 650 euros. Then I send them an email saying, hey, I'm bringing some women in my team. They said, okay, you can have a ticket for 120 euros. Like, yay! So, you know, I think that the space is changing a lot, except events where the after party is in a strip club. That still happens in the blockchain space, like in other male-dominated space as well. I think there is a lot of excitement and a lot of interest in women coming to the space. And my approach on this, I also organized a few events, 3 events in Vilnius, in Brussels, and in Berlin. What the heck is blockchain? And we had 100% women speakers there. And what happened is that the normal audience of blockchain events is, we would say maybe 5 to 10% are women. I think today maybe it's similar, not so sure. What happens in an event when you have female-only speakers, and that happened in 3 different cities, and you know, so it's different audiences, you have 40% women attending. So it's so easy, you know. Changing the gender of the person on the podium speaking dramatically changes the audience, and I think this is one of the things that we are learning from that.
So you didn't finish my question. So actually, you are absolutely right. Worldwide, as I saw the statistics, only 4% of women are in the crypto economy. But my question is, what do you think? What are the key factors of racing successfully an ICO? You know, as you said, you had very little experience, and over short time you need to jump into that. What do you think was the key things which helped you? I saw you had in your team 4 or 6 devices in business development, which is actually quite high number. Is that this one was one of the incentives which helped you, or
Our advisors helped us a lot. So without our advisors, this would have never happened. These are not advisors that are, having a picture there and then goodbye. We reached out to them a lot. Danilo spent hours with me, daily, consulting me on the website, on the token model, on the whatever, so many things we discussed day after day for weeks. And advisors that helped to attract investment, advisors who helped with, communication, definitely. I don't know, I think every team is very different and everyone would tell you differently, what's the success factor. In our case, we really, really wanted to make this happen. We really, really wanted to succeed. We spent so much time, and I don't know, I've never worked so much in my life. And we had this vision in front of us, and we worked really hard to make that happen. But also, I think what I would do differently now is maybe to talk to many more projects before starting myself. And people like to share things, We have in Lithuania so many success stories, and people share them openly and, privately. They can also, I think, share some advice, and learning from this advice just helps you so much.
Ada, could you please?
Oh, definitely.
Question.
Thank you very much, first of all, for a very thorough overview of your story. I really enjoyed listening to it. And I want to mention that you not only inspire women, but you also inspire Lithuanians with such a successful project. And my questions would be, two of them. I'm going to be a bit of practical. Why did you choose Estonia as a jurisdiction for issuance? And the second question is, how will you ensure the stability of the coin price? I understand that it's crazy to ask, but I think if you want to make deals with stores, with sporting equipment sellers, you have to make sure that the coin will be sort of stable, or I don't know, because if the coin price fluctuates, then then equipment price will fluctuate as well, and maybe they can't afford it, I don't know. So how will you deal with that? Thank you.
So we chose Estonia. We had some legal advisors. With some we had more success, with some less. We took a road that many token sales are going, registering their company in Estonia because of a more favorable regulatory environment. Estonia, I think, is #3 country or whatever in the world where companies are registered. So, I cannot fully disclose all the details because this is why these people are paid for, so I can say all of it. But we believe that with having the company registered in Estonia, we have more advantages. Although that's true, if you're doing a utility token, you can register it anywhere. Actually, there are companies that did that in Lithuania. I think they're doing good. Companies that did that in Switzerland and many other countries in the world. Now about the token price, definitely. So at the beginning we will just peg some prices to euro or dollar and then adapt. And it's of course strange from a user's perspective. You check in the morning, the price of shoes is this. You check in the afternoon, it's whatever, 100 lim more or less. I think we will be able at some point to have some base price, to be able to say, okay, this is that we believe is gonna be the minimum level, and we're confident in that we are gonna be able to deliver that. And the other thing is that my vision or my wish is to develop a product where this token is used actually, and we see other businesses doing. We have competitors and they're doing great. They didn't do an ICO. They issue some tokens and they don't say a lot what kind of tokens these are. They're not listed or anywhere, and they just struck a deal. The token is $1 or whatever, and that works. So as long as the partners accept that because it creates them an extra value, and not only because it can be used as a marketing tool, right? So as long as the partners accept a certain price because they think it's valuable, that the service that we're doing is valuable, I hope you can have, at least in this sector, less insecurity about what's going to happen with Ether, with Bitcoin, and how that's going to influence the price of your product.
I wanted to ask about a question about KYC. Did you do one, and who were your partners? This is the first question, and the second one was, where did you waste most of your money? So where did you find the ads didn't work, or you just spent too much money on, I don't know, Facebook or something?
Let me start with the second question. One example I remember. We use this platform, earn.com. So you register there, and it's like LinkedIn. People, from professional background, and you send them a message, and if they answer, you pay for that, and they get paid for answering. So guess what? We wrote so many messages, and then people reply in one word, great, or thank you. And if you want to follow up, you have to pay again. So it's in their interest to answer, to give these short answers. And then the marketing lady from that company, kept on writing to me for the next 2 months, and I was like, sorry, but it didn't. But you can. I will definitely register there. You can register there as well. Maybe someone wants to ask you a question, and you can answer, and you earn some money for that. The platform earns some money for that. But it was definitely not a very successful tool in our eyes. What else? I think choosing the right target, just targeting all countries, or what kind of countries do you want to target on various social media channels, until you learn a little bit more about the profile of your contributors. You can just, start putting any kind of random countries, and then lots of money can be wasted on that as well. So we worked a lot with optimizing geolocations of our contributors. Now about the QIC, yes, we did a QIC. We did it not very successfully. There were a lot of, so we followed some advice to do it only with a live webcam, without an opportunity to upload documents. And that didn't work. It's just it's crazy. So, we got it from a company that was working actually with with companies that provide financial services. But once you have to have a webcam and do this, live shot, the resolution is not good enough, webcam doesn't work, people get lost, it's somehow blocked, they don't know how to unblock, it doesn't work on all devices. It works with one browser better and with another browser worse. So many challenges in this, so I think once we implemented an extra solution to upload your documents, as most of the projects are doing, then that improved a lot.
So you did just a passport upload, or with a webcam, or you refused the webcam?
The webcam stayed, so for those who managed to do the webcam, and the uploads were for the copy of your proof of address, as well as a utility bill or a bank statement, and then uploading your ID or passport.
And do you choose partners for making sure that the person is who he is, and he's not a terrorist or something?
So the solution providers, the lists are public of people who are in these restricted lists. So they filter through that, and they add, I think in total maybe 5 or 6 filters to see if people are not from these countries, if they're not on the list of terrorism related people or whatever other.
And it's not a secret who are your service providers?
It's not a secret. We spoke about this on our Medium, and it's it's obvious in the link. It's FinPass. It's a Lithuanian company doing offering KYC services.
And how much was for KYC?
Oh, I don't know this. Actually depends on the volume as well. So it depends on how many people you had. I don't even have the number right now. How many people did the KYC? How many were rejected? And then there is an installation fee. And I wasn't doing that deal, so I don't remember. Actually, I don't know.
Very short question about the investors. How many people and how many countries?
Oh, I don't have this data either. I know there are over 8,500 maybe transactions. So okay, we should check. Maybe some people did more transactions.
The countries? You don't.
I have no idea. No, we haven't counted it yet. Like it's only we only finished yesterday. There were so many other things to do. We saw traction in Germany, in Canada, in Australia, because we had our ambassadors. We had a very strong ambassador, a famous health coach in Australia, who was also even on the national TV with the Lympo t-shirt. That helped. We had traction in Russia. We had investors from India, from Arab-speaking countries, a lot actually in the Western Europe, in the Netherlands. I think I remember quite a few in Italy, and then from the traffic we saw Brazil was something very prominent.
And would you say that this summary, which you translated into several languages, does it was helpful reaching the audience?
It's definitely helpful having channels. So we had Chinese, Korean, and Russian channel, and French, which is actually quite active, but only 27 people. But they like talking. So I think before that you have to see. So for example, Germans. Most of Germans are so good in foreign languages. They speak English fluently, and then you have Spanish or Latin Americans, and they prefer to speak their language or French. So it depends. You just have to see. And then like Korean or Chinese, we don't understand ourselves, I think. So I think it's also I think a very different way of communication, and people ask different questions.
You mean by channels? You had Telegram groups,
Yeah.
I guess, localized, and the summary. The white paper was not translated.
I'm not sure. I think white paper was some were translated. Here are the language versions. So
Okay, it
I
was
think
nice, really.
here everything is translated, including the white paper.
So, what was the most successful channel? Ambassadors, I guess. You mentioned.
Tell us, what was the most successful channel?
Some of influencers, of course, remarketing does his job, and social media before it got restricted, and yeah.
Bloggers?
We used actually one really good, how to say, we used a really good blogger that did, this this thing.
Contest,
Yeah,
right?
she did this contest, and
On Steemit.
yeah, she has so many followers, and all of her followers contributed, to our project. So yeah, they wrote about us, and we got so many exposure that we didn't even imagine. She told that this was her most successful, story.
Contest, yeah. Do you even know that it's her?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's because it's a person who is very nice and communicates in full sentences and always delivers everything on time and is very nice. So that must be a woman. Maybe it's a guy who is nice, right?
Yeah. So yeah, those were the channels that were mostly successful and bring us most return of this investment.
So I didn't name the woman?
That's the name of the the channel Original Works, no? No? It's on Steemit, and that channel organizes quite often kind of contests for other Steemit contributors to write about the projects, and then they select the best one, and the best one gets some kind of prize.
So Steemit is a good platform.
Definitely. But we thought we should write there ourselves until we understood that it's better actually to talk to people or to reach out to people who are writing there already a lot and get a lot of upvotes. And they're interested in writing about something exciting because they get money for that. So I think it's a really useful tool.
Did you roadshow? How many events you used?
So in my events in Berlin, I spoke about that. In Brussels, I spoke about Lympo. And during that time, we had an event in South Africa. I couldn't go to that because I found out the last minute that I need a visa. And then I had to postpone my whole trip. Yes, I think that's it. I was in Brussels for something else, but later on professionally, and I know that people reach out to our channel or saying, hey, I met Ada in Brussels, I want to contribute. So yeah, but we didn't go to any of these events where you pay thousands to have your booth, and there are another 100 ICOs there, and yeah. So generally, I'm gonna talk in a few events now in Berlin, then later one more in London. In May, generally, I say, sorry, we're not gonna pay for speaking. Like, I don't feel like this is the right way. So I go where people invite me for free.
Yeah, but you are going to build your user base, so you need to speak.
Definitely. We're gonna do more of this right now. Just during this phase, because we had not so much time, we didn't actually do that.
I guess we have some questions online, and okay, later I will.
And we should finish. I think we took too much time.
Oh, it's okay. So last questions. I want to say that people are quite active here on Facebook, congratulating you and saying how good you look, but also that
you see, and you say that that it's a challenge.
But also people are thanking you for being such an inspirational woman, and they're saying that this project is going to be a great motivation for people starting their fitness journey, and people believe in it as a person who worked in the fitness industry. So, but there's also a couple of questions. Of course, there was a question about Lambo, so we will skip this one.
I answered to this that sorry guys, we're not a car dealer. We do not sell cars here, so we cannot answer this one. There are stickers, one Mazda, one Multipla.
Yeah, but then there's a question. A guy from Istanbul asks you, will you stop marketing after the ICO? And what is your marketing strategy from now on?
So, we have 12,000 people on the channel, on the Telegram channel, and joining more every day. They want some updates with us. So what we're gonna talk about our events. I said, we're going to a big event this Friday in Berlin, having some meetings there, meeting some of our advisors, because the headquarters of the company are going to be in Berlin. We have a few Germans already right now in the team who are joining, and we have some great advisors there, and the two people from Boston Consulting Group Digital Ventures. So Boston Consulting Group Digital Ventures are building startups for big companies like Bosch or Volkswagen, comes to them and say, hey, build us a startup, because it's hard for us to innovate within our company. And then they build something in 6 months, and they release this product. So the managing director of BCG Berlin is our advisor. We're gonna meet him. And we're gonna work on more partnerships and also communicate a lot about the product updates, because we'll have, something to show, like more and more, and then finally also asking people to beta test and to tell their opinion. about this. And then obviously everyone is waiting for news about exchanges when Moon. So yes, we're working on that. Like every token is, working on getting listed in exchanges and increasing the value. And I think the communication changes a lot after the end of the token sale, but it's still absolutely not less intense.
Yeah. Any more questions? A lot of people doing ACOs and
I have one. You mentioned you made a mistake before the token sale, a big mistake. So could you tell us more?
Yeah, so that we just thought that we're gonna use the same channels and just reach out to more people, and then it's all gonna be fine. But we found that actually in these channels, we actually already probably reached out to everyone who is interested, and the increased traffic didn't bring us increased conversions for a long while. Then this KYC process was really difficult for people, and many people got disappointed. And I get their view because they're saying this company is raising millions and they cannot even get their shitty KYC work well. And I tried to upload my picture 5 times and it doesn't work. So sorry guys. And I see their point. I would also think, why can't they even get this right? So I think before we improve the KYC process, that was a problem as well.
how big is your development team, and do you have plans for?
Definitely. So we have someone in our team from Australia, Pat, who is joining. So part of the product is going to be developed in Australia, and then we have Justus, who is also involved in another blockchain project, and he's kind of advising us a bit more, or just being part of our team. We have people here, Adomas, and these are our key people to start working on the project. But behind Patrick, there is a company that is building blockchain projects, so we're gonna start with them, because I don't want to invent the bicycle myself. I think if there are people who invented bicycles already, we should go to them. And then at the same time, we're growing our own team. We are hiring here, every day. We hired quite a few people already. Some people are joining from the agency with which we worked before. So we're building our international team step by step. Yeah.
That's great.
One more thing I forgot to mention, the insecurities that we have. So the challenging thing that I found with this, a really challenging thing, is this having a big community and all these people, all our supporters and people who want to improve our idea on Telegram. Because imagine you're building a startup and then you go pitch to investors. So you go maybe to 5, maybe to 10, maybe you go to 20 investors. And here you're pitching your idea to thousands. And when you have 12,000 people, obviously whatever you do, there will be some people who are unhappy, and people tend to be very dramatic and emotional when it concerns certain things. So just being able to sustain, to sustain this pressure, to be nice, to hear the constructive criticism, and to differentiate constructive criticism from just shouting out loud. We never ban people in the channel. If someone says this is gonna fail, okay, it's their opinion. That's not our. We ban scammers. We were scammed big time. We banned over 1,000 people who were scamming, and until now, our users today, they join the channel, they receive messages from other people who are using our pictures and our name, and the users don't check the handle, because only the handle is unique. But everyone can take your name or whatever. At some point we had 10 others in the channel, and so we banned them. But we never ban, except if people behave disrespectfully for a long period of time. We never ban anyone in our channel, and we want to have this honest discussion. And obviously now, when the token is out there, it will increase in value, it will decrease in value, and there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and we want to, make everyone happy, but it's not possible.
How many times did you change a white paper?
Once, so we had this version that we released before December 14th, and then we had the updated version that we released on December 26th. I like writing. I wrote a lot in English in my life. There were people who were still helping me a lot with that. Danilo was reading the white paper. Copy editors were reading the white paper, advisors were reading the white paper, improving it. But then once it's out, we didn't change it. So we had these two versions.
Okay, and what would you like to wish to the audience?
I would like to say that, trust yourself, trust your guts, trust your feeling that this is going to be great, even though if 20 people in a row are telling you this is shit, and then just try. And when you try, things happen. But before you make the step, nothing can happen. So when you try and you fail, but then you maybe find new partners, maybe you find new team members, so at least something is happening. But if you don't do these things at all, then nothing can succeed for sure. So that's and I don't know, for me, it's not, it's hard to understand how much money we now have and what we're gonna do with that. So we have some financial advisors, we have people in the team who are joining and helping us to deal with this capital, because for a young company, it's a lot of responsibility, and I feel responsible for every single contributor. But for me, it was a great journey. The good thing about building a company with so many people is that they're excited about it. They're your supporters, and we can go on Telegram and get some good vibes as well. So for me, it's about building the community and building the team. We had an incredible journey with the team, and I discovered so many talents here in Lithuania. I interviewed people who were joining my team yesterday, quite a few who actually made it and are now part of the team. And you know what? Many of them didn't even learn these things that they're doing at the university or anywhere. They just learned it because they really, really wanted to become a developer or designer. And they went the hard way, the difficult way, learned from mistakes a lot. And in these people, I see a lot of potential. And that's why it's so great.
So thank you very much, and I would like to ask the audience to have a round of applause. So we wish you all best, and I want to thank you all for gathering today, and let's stay here and chat and network a little bit, and see you next Wednesday.